S.S. Gupta ji, who has written a book, and number of editions have come over. And sir, redevelopment is a transaction where there is an existing society, as he said, or there can be existing slum, or there can be a tenanted building, so there can be MADA building. So there are the already existing members, and there is a land. The building is getting demolished, and now the transaction is that I am appointing a developer. Once I appoint a developer, let us assume for a minute I am appointing a developer. Prior to that, I am appointing a PMC. Now, an indirect tax comes into picture. There is a GST comes into picture. So, what are the stages in a redevelopment where the GST is applicable on whether appointment of PMC, whether the GST is applicable on his piece, whether a developer when I am appointing, whether the society is receiving a service, should I pay anything to the developer, whether the developer when he sells the project, development agreement is happening, when the project is getting sold, the flats are sold, is there any taxes paid, and then there are so many materials and the builders take so many services. That is also a transaction with the building material supplier, contractor and his architect, engineer, employees. So what are the stages where indirect tax come into picture, and how much is government is going to earn as a type of indirect tax in this redevelopment process?
See, the word from 17 is a very wide word, and all this thing which you have stated.
What he is saying is supply means the service that we give or whatever we are providing, that is called supply. Supply is a very wide word. So you can explain, and every supply attracts GST. So you can explain what is supply.
Starting from society giving development right to developer.
Correct.
That also is a supply. Attracting GST. From 1st April 19, government made a slight change in regulation. They said whatever DR development right is given, for that the tax will be payable by a developer.
Okay.
Not by the society.
That is called reverse charge mechanism.
So that position now, otherwise, the tax authorities were running after the society and individual landowners and all that. So they said, all right. Now the builders started approaching them, and they said, "Aap to pehle hi paisa mang lete ho. Moment I get development right, you are asking for tax, and therefore still we have not started. The RERA is there and all other formalities are there. So I have not started my selling." So government said, all right, don't worry. You pay at the end of the project, at the OC date, occupation certificate when you get. That is how the amendment they have made. But tax they have not given up. They said you have to pay the tax. Then the another problem came up with the builders and all that. Credit problem. Many of the contractors don't pay. They just, and there are many contractors from Bihar, UP and Gupta ji knows very well. So they take money and they don't pay and run away. The government also find it difficult to catch each one of them. Therefore they said we will not give you credit. You take net of credit 5%. That is a change which they have made from 1st April 19. Now to go step by step. First, as I said, society or anybody giving a development right, that is chargeable to GST, but the tax is payable at the end of it. In case of residential premises, they have said, there are three kinds of residential premises which can be built up. One is which you are going to give it to the society member. That is one item, entire project. Second is sale area, but you are able to sell during the construction. And third is you are not able to sell during construction, it remains unsold at the date of OC. On the first one, which you give it to society, which whatever amount of plus which you have just seen, 10% or 1% or 5%, whatever that your agreement makes it, that is called free. They call it free. Actually, it's not a free. It is the given in consideration of development right granted to the builder. There is nothing free in this thing. However, in the past, see what happened, these laws, service tax and all this was there. And in the past, many builders have not looked into this. And therefore subsequently department started saying, okay, look, yeah, you are required to pay service tax and now of course GST on this free which you are given to the members or SRA or whatever it is you are given. So in service tax they issued notice to everybody. But almost all the builders have got notices. Those who are builder here or representing.
Yeah.
आपको तो आया होगा सर. भर भर के आता है उधर. And then somehow in the Hyderabad tribunal, we succeeded that the tax is not payable on the amount of construction premises which are given without any charge or without any consideration in monetary terms to the society owner. That's Vasanta Green is the name of the judgment. And then it was followed by tribunal. Department is now in Supreme Court against all of them. Now the builders, when they come up, they say we don't want this show cause notices later on. You tell us what is the tax payable. Either we will agree in our project to pay or we will recover from the society member. Nowadays they almost recover from the society member. They don't give the possession until the members give the tax amount. That is the normal this thing. So now nobody goes without any charge because these builders have number of permutation combination. You know, you rightly said each plot has its own unique way of development. Somebody has partners, somebody has owners. So many are there in this thing. So, Prabhuji, to answer first your question, is a tax is payable. However, if you are willing to take risk and run, then wait for the Supreme Court judgment in Vasanta Green. If they say no tax is payable on that, then you are through. Otherwise, be ready to get a show cause notice and with 18% interest. That is the one. PMC तो है ही tax. PMC तो उस पे तो professional fees उस पे 18% tax है ही है.
So society को देना पड़ेगा.
वो अभी कोई भी देवे. देखो देने का कौन देता है, बिल्डर देवे, सोसाइटी देवे, दोनों मिलके देवे.
सर सवाल ये है नहीं, लेट मी जस्ट रिफ्रेश. सवाल ये है कि जो भी पीएमसी का कॉस्ट मिलता है द बिल्डर्स रिएम्बर्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कॉर्पस. ठीक है, तो अभी उन लोग बोलेंगे पीएमसी का कॉस्ट कितना है. मान लो उन्होंने बोल दिया 1 लाख के ऊपर 18%, 1,18,000 वो देंगे. बराबर है. जब मैं आपको पीएमसी को दूंगा तो मुझे इनपुट क्रेडिट तो मिलेगा नहीं. मैं वापस इधर 1 लाख देता हूँ तो मुझे वापस 18, तो हाउ इट विल मैच. सो मतलब
ना आप बिल्डर से 1,18,000 लीजिए.
बराबर.
वो 1 लाख मत लीजिए, 1,18,000.
So then
it comes to that.
Okay.
The tax is payable on the charges given by PMC.
Okay.
So that is first aspect. Development right I already explained to you. Then builder में जो भी
बीच में एक जजमेंट आया था, डेवलपमेंट राइट्स जो आप देते हो दैट इज कंसिडर्ड सप्लाई, दैट आल्सो यू आर कंफर्म्ड. तो उधर भी जीएसटी लगेगा और अभी आप बोले कि वो कंप्लीशन होने के बाद जीएसटी भरना है. कैन यू एक्सप्लेन दिस?
सी क्या है, the law has changed from 1st April 19.
Correct.
Prior to 1st April 19, the tax was payable on granting of development right.
Okay.
That what you are referring to judgment is prior to 1st April 19.
Okay.
Okay. So then that's what the CREDI represented to department, saying that moment now development rights are granted and thereafter the project sees the light after 4 years, 5 years, कितना समय लगता है. That Gupta ji can very well explain. होता भी नहीं है. So they went to department saying that हम तो टैक्स ही भर रहे हैं अभी तो कुछ चालू ही नहीं हुआ है. Then the department came out with this.
Okay.
Department representation was made कि look, ultimately this development right I am using for the construction of premises. So if I am able to pay tax on the entire premises which I have constructed, then why you want it separately?
That's correct.
So that's why the government came up with this proposal, saying that you have 3 kinds of premises.
Correct.
One is you are giving free to the
existing members.
Secondly, you are selling it out. On selling, you will definitely pay the tax. Third, what remains in OC.
Correct.
So they said whatever remains in unsold, you pay tax on that also.
Correct.
So I will not bother you then. That is how they gave the new law in this thing. And as regard the first one, the what you give to existing member, you want to fight out, you fight out.
Okay.
That is up to you to decide on that. Then whatever builder takes the services, contractor, architect, your consultants, chartered accountant, RERA consultant, all this they are chargeable to just service tax, GST, and which there is no credit available.
Okay.
So that becomes a cost. They have with 5%, they have only made one this thing, that 80% of the construction cost you must procure from the registered person. Now there I just, Gupta ji is there, I want to caution this. Many of the builders have taken personal loan.
Yeah.
A huge amount. And this interest cost constitute a very huge amount in the construction. And because some individuals have only this financing as the business. They don't have any other business. So they are not registered because interest is exempt from payment of GST. Now my request, I have been telling my clients at least, that you ask them to register, because then it becomes a service procured from a registered person. Otherwise they will be in your 80%, this will become a very constitute 10 to 15% is constitute the cost. So your entire thing is unregistered.
Yeah.
Be considered. So many of them are doing this. 80% should be there annually you have to substantiate that project wise and this thing. No credit to be taken on that. On the premises which you are selling, that anyway you are paying tax on this thing. And on the premises which you are not selling, as I said, if you are on development right you don't want to pay, you pay on that amount. The problem comes up is a determination of value.
Correct.
Is the biggest problem which up till now we are all facing. One extreme is, as I said, non-payment, and you pay the tax on the cost of construction plus 10%. That is one aspect. The department wants at the first price and on the OC date at the latest price.
Acha, not on the first price.
On the first price. They are asking for this thing.
Acha.
So,
but actually it is a first price, na? Even for OC.
The first price is the right. OC date they have made a deeming fiction.
Okay.
On the premises which you give free, they want on the first selling price.
First selling price. Okay.
First selling price, which is a huge difference.
Correct.
And that's how this builder developer has huge LLP and all these partners and this combination. So many of them says, वो partner चला जाएगा, मुझे मालूम नहीं है, मेरा तो maximum tax भरा दो, काम खत्म. I don't want, because my share is 50%, somebody's share is 10%, somebody's share is 15%. The moment project is completed, profit distributed, everybody goes away.
Correct.
So 50% वाला पकड़ा जाता है.
बराबर.
He is a regular builder.
Correct.
तो उसको नोटिस आता है, तो बेचारा घबराता है, बोलता है वो गुप्ता ये सब छोड़ो, वो सब आपका वसंता ग्रीन जाने दो सब. आप पूरा टैक्स भरा के ले लो.
बराबर.
These are all combinations which are there. But therefore you find variety of method by which the GST is complied with by the real estate developer. Because somebody wants to play very safe, somebody wants to एकदम bold decision लेते हैं, and somebody says nothing doing, when it comes we'll sort out, don't worry आप उसका चिंता मत करिए. So these are all stages tax available on this.
Okay. Sir, whether GST is applicable on any amount charged over and above that flat cost, like 1 year's electricity and 1 year's maintenance, advance maintenance, then additional parking, society formation charges. First that question. And as per AR, it is applicable 18%. That is my opinion. So, or if it is 18%, then we should get ITC then. So, how to calculate ITC?
For a flat which is sold, they take additional cost. So, on that additional cost like maintenance, electric charges, club maintenance or corpus. So, how much GST is applicable? And whether a builder will get the ITC.
Sir, one more question, sir. That in that 80-20.
पूरा याद करके सब पूछ लीजिए.
Sir, in that 80-20, I'm your fan, no sir. Sir, in that 80-20 amount paid to like local authorities, वो कवर होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए? That is like 18 RCM के लिए हम लोग जो BMC को माडा को पे कर रहे हैं सर.
Premium which you pay, no?
Yeah, premium.
So,
Yeah,
That is
two
especially
questions are
excluded.
there.
yeah.
See, what is the construction? You know, once you say, what is my construction service? Normally we say that construction service ends when you up to a stage when your premise is ready for possession. So your gas, your plumbing, your water connection, all these are essential for anybody to stay in the premises. All these expenses form part of the construction. So all these composite supply will attract at 5%. For AR gear जाने दीजिए. If you want to fight, you will get.
Yeah, AR means advance ruling
हाँ.
for some people.
Advance ruling वो लोग कुछ भी लिखेंगे लेकिन वो ये that's a stage. So you builder all agreements have two parts. One is the construction which includes all these items. Second is the advance maintenance and your this thing.
Mike did know that? Yeah, okay.
On the maintenance part of this thing, because MOFA was there, MOFA is still there today. See, past mein we had contested that on this maintenance there is no tax payable, because many builders are not collected that tax initially. I am talking of 2004, 5 and all those things. They have not collected, so we were left with no choice but we fought along and we succeeded up to Bombay High Court. In the Bombay High Court said no taxes payable. But now no builder wants to take that notice because वो झंझट नहीं चाहिए, वो तो 10 साल लग जाता है. तो इसके लिए everybody collects the tax on maintenance and gets it.
They collect 18%.
18%. And then you are entitled for credit also. So you keep a separate account. The maintenance में जो भी आपका लगता है, जैसे security service है, housekeeping services है, समझो repair है आपका, lift maintenance है, all this you will get a credit. So people are keeping the separate account for these expenses and separately for this, and then they get a credit of these items.
Okay.
एक मिनट 80-20 का जो ये सब आपने cost पता है, that is specifically excluded from there in this thing.
So in the construction cost, 80%, that does not come, premium does not come. Okay, madam, she is Smita Ora, she is a solicitor.
In the suburb area and the extended suburbs, the buildings are get redeveloped very frequently, every now and then. But what is so with an island city of the Mumbai? Why it is not so? Is it the government is encountering any difficulties in that?
Okay, I think Gautam Chatterjee sir should answer, or at least because he being a bureaucrat, he knows.
Island City, most of the buildings which should come up for redevelopment are the original 19,000 cest buildings which was talked about.
Yes.
It used to be A, B, C cest from 1940 onwards up to 1969, on which the Mahada collects a cess. That's why the name cest building.
Yes.
These are tenanted buildings which were hit by the Tenancy Act, and therefore the rents were frozen. So the landlord stopped making many maintenance in the building. The buildings became dilapidated, and Mahada started collecting a minor cess, and they have come under this 33.7 and a cluster development at 33.9. That process is very slow because most of these get hit by various reservations on the plots on which these buildings are standing, narrowness of the plot, narrowness of the road, and therefore individual buildings coming up for redevelopment is a very difficult proposition. And bringing together people on 4,000 square meters of land means lot of buildings have to be brought together, and whole lot of people, thousands of people have to be brought under that is another difficult problem. Therefore, the pace at which redevelopment in South Mumbai takes place is very, very slow, and these 19,000 have now come down to only 14,000. So in as many years, only 5,000, and that also includes many buildings which Mahada originally developed as tenanted building itself. Now, of course, everything is developed and given out on ownership basis. So that's the reason why the process in Mumbai is very slow. And this has been debated long. Should we actually have the cluster for 1 hectare, that is 10,000 square meters? Then it was brought down to 4,000. But getting 4,000 square meter at one go is also a difficult proposition. And individual buildings are very difficult to come up for a pencil-like structure. Very difficult.
The cluster thought of process of cluster was basically earlier it was only in Island City. Suburb was not there in cluster. Cluster started from 2018 when this DCPR were sanctioned. So the basic idea, as sir said, ki coming together, small, so 200 square meter plots, 150 square meter plots, very difficult. What will be the open space? How much? No space. Presently they don't have space, and after redevelopment also they will not have space. So for better planning, that the cluster thought process came only because of from the South Mumbai. You come together, but unfortunately what sir is said absolutely right. People are not coming together, and they are still there as it is, and the pace is slow, and consumed FSI is very high.
I would like to answer her query why suburb is going for frequent
Redevelopment.
redevelopment. I would answer it started with 1.4 FSI. Earlier it was 1 FSI. 91 DCPR came, it was 1.4, then 1.8, then 2, now 2.5, and over and above road FSI also. So these all rules have made lucrative, so to say. I mean that's why the people are prompted to do redevelopment. Maybe their requirements are also changing. And there was one corridor restriction where no TDR was permitted between the Western Express Highway and the SV Road. No TDR was permitted, and that opened up. And so that's why this frequent redevelopments are happening.
There are 3-4 buildings which is very tall, around 20 stories and all that. From where does the TDR comes then? In the fort area?
Where did the FSI come? This is a question that has also I have been asking myself, and I thought I'll ask the two Manojes when they come here. Where did that FSI come in those buildings? A narrow plot, and the building stands tall like using 10 FSI.
I gave an example of Kalba Devi, where 100 square feet tenements were there and
Correct.
200 tenements were there. Now minimum area will be now 400 square feet. So incentive will be given on 400 square feet. So 10 is multiplied by 4. So that is 4 times. And existing sir FSI was already 5. So now you multiply by 4. So it becomes 20 FSI and plus 50% incentive. So it's a 30 FSI. I am giving wayward example.
No, that's correct. What it means is
law
the
says-
FSI is unlimited in the case of a tenanted cess building.
Yes, it is.
What happens is existing tenants you give 400 square feet as against 50 square feet, and once because you are given 400 to them, you get 50% additional.
No, now it is as per the
60%.
reckoner rate.
Yeah,
80% also.
80% also.
Reckoner.
Yeah, correct.
So sky is the limit.
तो मैं एकदम सिंप्लीफाई करना चाहता हूँ अभी भी
It is not upper limit is not prescribed. It is minimum 3, I would say, in 33(7) in SAS building, minimum 3.
Yeah.
And it is rehab plus incentive, whatever it is.
But I think rules are made so that each and every people come to architect for their advice.
My question is related to GST. A developer is developing a PTC building. There are 2 developers coming together
Yeah.
under 3311 clubbing of scheme, where a PTC building is being developed and handed over to SRA. So my question is, once the building has been handed over to SRA, suppose there are 2 developers, A and B. A is developing a PTC building for B, and B will get that benefit through PTC saleable area and PTC area as well. So when A constructs the building and hand it over to SRA, whether the GST will be applicable, because for development and sale of FSI by the A developer, money is going to be received from B for the construction and using his sale FSI. So the question is related to GST. When a building is developed by A, I am repeating my question, a PTC building handed over to an SRA, and at the same time using his FSI for the purpose of construction, what is the impact of GST?
His question is A or B, who pays?
No, payment is by the person who is developing it, who will hand over to SRA.
Who hands over to SRA?
Who hands over to SRA?
A जो है एक डेवलपर है, जो SRA डेवलपर है, उसके पास सेलेबल एरिया है, उसने B के लिए एक PTC बिल्डिंग खड़ा किया, और कंडीशन 3311 में ये है कि आपको क्लबिंग के अंदर आपको बिल्डिंग बना के SRA को देना पड़ता है. That is the prima facie condition of the 3311.
He will pay once he hands over to the SRA. At that point of time GST will be paid.
अभी लेकिन मेरे को जो पैसा मिलने वाला है डेवलपर से, दूसरे डेवलपर से, वो इंस्टॉलमेंट में मिलेगा.
वो आप देखिए, वो आपका कमर्शियल है. That GST is not concerned with your private contract. The day you want to hand over to SRA,
लेकिन जो मेरे को SRA का LOI आता है, वो मेरे को उसमें मेरा भी नाम आता है और दूसरा डेवलपर जो है उसका भी नाम आता है. तो बेसिकली ये प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो तो मैं तो गवर्नमेंट के लिए बना रहा हूँ.
Sir, when I'm paying a premium to the government, I'm not supposed to pay GST. When I'm constructing a house and giving to the slum redevelopment authority for the purpose of getting a FSI, why should I be charged GST on that? That is a very simple question. I'm not selling, I'm giving it to the government. It's a scheme of the government.
What you are saying is we are giving free, it is not free. They are giving you FSI.
Yeah.
That's a consideration for the you're giving him premises free of cost.
सपोज जो बी जिसने पीटीसी बिल्डिंग बनाने को ए को बोला है उसका जो सेलेबल एफएसआई है वो बी को मिलेगा, ए को तो नहीं मिल रहा है कुछ भी.
मैं आपको वही बोल रहा हूँ ना, आप जो
Commercial है ना sir? Don't get confused. It's a commercial.
The tax is on the supply. That's why I started with that. The supply is a construction service which you have provided.
A is giving to government, so therefore GST is applicable under reverse charge, whatever you say. Now B is taking FSI TDR. Whether B is also required to pay GST on the amount that he is paying, that is his question.
Sir,
Will there be a double?
here the question is, say if GST is applicable on rehab tenements, so whether it is PTC, whether it is SRA or whether it is a rehab of society redevelopment, all falls in same category. So rehab you will have to pay in plot A, and for sale you will have to pay in plot B. That should be the
Gupta sir ने बराबर बोल दिया. अभी architect has become a GST consultant.
Sir, but recently now lot of our clients are getting
तो हमको jobless करेंगे वो.
नहीं, notices for payment of premium. They are saying कि GST is applicable for staircase premium or
Yeah,
open space deficiency. Now we don't understand कि how it was a service from corporation, because whatever corporation is charging, it is air.
Correct,
I mean,
correct.
some deduction they are charging, and open space deficiency is air. It is not a service or anything. So how GST is applicable?
This is going on from service tax. In service tax, all central authorities were convinced that on this FSI there is no GST, no service taxes payable. In fact, the inquiry was started against Thane Municipal Corporation. We represented and they dropped the inquiry. But when this GST came, some of the builder got assessed by state authority. And some are got assessed by the central. Those who got assessed by the state authority, they put their fine down and they said no GST is payable. And therefore now once the same assessing officer, same authority, then the central also said now they are not putting, commissioner is not agreeing, so I must have to give notice to you. All of us are in High Court, and at least my 25 to 30 builders are all High Court. High Court has paused the notices and said we'll decide that. तो वो सब लोग, हम तो जो आता है ना ऐसा नोटिस वो हाई कोर्ट लेके पहुंच जाते हैं, वो दे देने का.
गुप्ता सर, उनका सवाल का जवाब मुझे मिला नहीं है. B is paying money, or rather and then he is to A for constructing that PTC and handing out. So whether there is a GST on that also?
What is saying is that FSI which will be accruing to you is actually being enjoyed by B. Right? And
Correct.
That is why whether B will be, you will be liable to pay GST on that also.
Correct.
That I said in the beginning, that's a development right or FSI which you grant. The tax is payable on reverse charge by the recipient, not by the forward charge by this thing. If it's a residential premises, then the tax will be payable at the end on the OC GC जो मैंने बताया. And if it's a commercial premises, then the law is entirely different. वो और 15 मिनट लगेगा उसको समझने करके. All of them become expert, so my practice will become